Yes?
Hey, Janet Morgan.
Who are you?
My name is Michael Knight. I know this is a bad time, but I'd like to ask you a few questions about your husband.
Are you with the police?
No.
Insurance?
No, I'm with a private organization called the Foundation for Law and Government. We're investigating Kevin's death.
You mean his murder?
The version I read said accident, but I'm willing to listen. Thank you. Well, Janet, murder is a pretty strong word. Do you have any evidence of that, or is that just something you're feeling?
My husband grew up on the high still. His grandfather was a Mohawk, worked on the Empire State Building. Kevin never fell in his life anywhere. And he didn't fall at Macroplex.
All right. I got a few questions I want to ask you, and I'm sure you're not going to like them, but I got to ask them anyway. Did you and Kevin have any money problems?
No.
Gambling, debts, market losses?
Nothing like that.
Was he hanging out with any new friends? Okay, one last question. Could he have possibly had a girlfriend?
You know, you were wrong. I don't not like these questions. I hate these questions. My husband was a good and loving human being, and you people seem determined to turn his life into something that's ugly and sinister.
I'm no good at this, and I don't like it, and believe me, I respect your feelings. One more question, and I'll leave you alone. Janet, if Kevin did something wrong, do you think it was in response to getting fired?
Fired? Fired from what?
From Macroplex 3 days before he died. It was in his personnel file.
It's impossible.
Maybe he didn't want you to worry.
Maybe you don't understand. We were married. We lived together for 5.5 years. I could judge his mood before he walked in the door. He couldn't hide something like that from me.
Well, if you knew him so well, then what was he doing at the site at night?
I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Thank you for your time. I am sorry.
You know, I will give you one thing. At least you're not like the others. Asking if there's anything you can do.
Busted.
It's okay. Sneak out. I'll cover for you. And get back to that history class. And never get into a stranger's car again.
All right, I've come this far. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I want to give you a ride home, and I want to talk to you.
Short talk. I live 2 blocks away. Thank you. What did you want to talk about?
I really felt bad about the other morning, so I went over to Macroplex. Janet, I found out something very interesting. At the point where Kevin fell, something bent the railing, something very big. When I checked it out, no one had reported any accident.
Which means what?
Which means maybe they didn't report it because they were trying to cover something up. Like the fact that Kevin really didn't fall, after all. Maybe he was knocked off.
You're serious, aren't you?
Yep. Now I'll make a deal with you. You want Kevin cleared. I want the truth. Now, if you're right about him, we're after the same thing, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, I need your help. Even if what I find out isn't what you want to hear. Can you deal with that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recognize anybody in these pictures?
Yeah, and this is Stephen Barnes, Kevin's boss. He's a nice guy. We had him over for dinner the other night. Who's he?
This one I don't know. I'll tell you as soon as I find out. Wow. I'm impressed.
Now, Kevin was almost done with his MS in electronics. We had a deal when we were in high school. I'd get a job and I'd pay for his tuition.
What was your part of the bargain?
Having a baby.
Look, we can do this some other time.
No, that's all right. What did you expect to find here?
The reason he went to the site that night. Look, if he was killed, it's probably because he was looking for someone or something. This is his hangout. It's a good place to start. Kid, anything unusual in here, out of the ordinary?
There's one device I can't scan. It must have a lead casing. Top shelf.
Any idea what this is? Were you expecting anyone?
No.
Mrs. Morgan, Lieutenant Rayford, PD. We have a warrant to search the premises for property stolen from Macroplex Incorporated.
Kid, buy me a little time. Give these guys a little card trouble, will you?
Right away.
Get outside and see what's the matter. Who are you?
I'm a friend of the family.
Oh, does a friend have a name?
Let's just say I'm a concerned citizen. Whose signature's on the complaint, anyway?
What are you, a lawyer? Jack, frisk this guy.
Not unless you've got a warrant with my name on it.
Can they do this?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Lieutenant, take a look.
Raiden Graphic Analyzer. About 10 grand a pop. This yours, ma'am?
Lieutenant, the lady is in mourning. Now, is she under arrest?
Not yet. But we'll be taking this along with us.
Fine, take it and go.
I've never seen that thing before, I swear. And somebody must have put it in there.
Janet, that's a very serious charge. Now, are you sure?
Of course I'm sure. This is my home. Michael, what on earth is going on here?